We have asked the participants to log in at 7:30.
யாரோ லைவ் பாருங்க
We can
யூடியூப்ல.
start at 7:30.
We'll start at 7:30, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Live
sir.
பார்த்துட்டு
You
என்ன
had an
பிரச்சனை பாருங்க.
interaction with the Prime Minister yesterday?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Was it
sir.
your college?
Yes, sir. Only 6
I
colleges.
saw it.
Yeah. How was it, sir? In fact,
It was good.
yeah.
It was very good.
And ours was the first college Prime Minister interacted, sir.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yesterday, there was this. There were two people
Yes, sir.
who talked about two problem statements. I remember,
Yes, sir.
and I think it was pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In fact, PM is interacting with us for the 4th consecutive time. Every year, he used to talk to our students, and this year also he selected our college as the first institution, and it's a privilege for us.
Yes, yes. And in fact, he was very intelligent, Prime Minister. He
Yeah,
asked
yes, sir.
Very pertinent questions.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's
It was good.
yeah. Its technical knowledge is in fact astonishing, sir.
Yes. So, where are you? Are you at home or the college?
No, we are in college only, sir. We are at the venue. In fact,
Okay.
they have created a small control room here with all the background.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it is visible. Only thing is it is visible.
Yeah,
in this
I
one.
can see the Smart
Yeah,
India
yeah,
Hackathon
yes.
grand finale and all.
Yes.
I see that.
நம்ம மீட்டிங் எவ்வளோ கிடக்கு
நான் பார்த்து சொல்கிறேன் சார். சார் மீட்டிங்கில்
How many teams are there in your? How
Sir,
many?
in our college, 27 teams are there, sir.
Okay.
And they are solving the problems posed by DST and government of Bihar.
Okay.
So it is like we have 4 problem statements from government of Bihar and 2 from Department of Science and Technology.
Okay.
So students are working on it. Today is the second day.
பாஷா சார் ஃபுல் ஸ்க்ரீன் வந்துருச்சு.
So third day. That is this time they are organizing it for 3 consecutive days.
I know.
Normally it will be a 36-hour non-stop event. So when the student comes to our campus, the morning of day 1, 9 a.m. the coding starts, and then the next day evening continuously the students till the next day evening the students will code continuously, and by 7 p.m. on day 2 or 8 p.m. the results will be declared. So it will be a non-stop event. Overnight the students will solve all the problems. This time, because it is a virtual mode, changes are incorporated into the overall schedule, sir. So they have made it as a 3-day schedule. So every day from 8:30 till 7 p.m. The students will code. Right? In this way, for 3 days, 3 continuous days, the coding will happen. And evaluation will happen for all 3 days. Mentoring will also happen simultaneously for all 3 days. So, based on the evaluators' scores, best teams will be chosen.
Okay.
So, again, after selecting the best teams, whichever team has the right solution, it could be funded again for the next level. So, that's the idea behind this hackathon.
Sure. So many teams are physically also there in your college.
Physically, we have invited 3 teams, sir. 2 teams yesterday they came for PM's interaction, and one more team is working here. That's our team, in fact. So that team
The
is
rest
also.
of it is virtual.
The rest of it is virtual only, sir.
Yes, sir. Can I get to know the YouTube link because some of the students are asking?
ஷுவர் ஷுவர் ஷுவர்.
Yeah.
அதில் சாட் பாக்ஸில் போடுறேன் சொல்லுங்கள் சார்.
Okay, Badri, I'll send you.
Sir, we will send the YouTube link, sir. Maybe you can see the chat box also. We will share the YouTube link.
Thank you very much.
Ended sir.
Has it been shared? Yeah, we have shared it, sir. We have shared it.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, how much time I have? About half an hour or what is the time?
Yeah, you can talk for half an hour, sir. Half an hour to 40 minutes, so you can talk.
I'll try to finish within half an hour and
Right.
leave 5-10 minutes for any questions or anything.
Okay. We'll have it like that.
Yeah.
யூடியூப்ல கொஸ்டின் தான் நான் போஸ்ட் பண்ணுறேன்னு சொல்லுங்கள் சேட் பாக்ஸில்.
Okay. So if there is any question asked through YouTube channel, we will post it in the chat box, sir.
Yeah.
So maybe we
Then I can answer.
Yes.
And anyone on this panel also, if they have any questions, they can
They can ask.
post it or they can ask me directly.
Yes.
So I have with me Ramesh and Badri also
Okay, sir.
on this call.
Okay.
Basha sir, put something in chat box.
So are you recording the session, sir?
Yeah, we are recording, sir.
Okay.
We are recording.
If you can share the recording, it will be good.
Yes.
Recording has started.
Feedback.
இல்லைங்க சார், நம்ம தான் வாய்ஸ் டெஸ்ட் பண்ண ஆன் பண்ணோம். இப்போ செஷன் ஆரம்பிச்சு நம்ம மீட் பண்ணிடலாம் சார்.
We'll start
7:29 சார், 1 minute. Okay sir.
Sam, group reporting, sir. Right, sir. It is 7:30, sir. We'll start, sir. I'll just give a formal welcome address, sir, and then we have Mr. Ranjit. Ranjit will introduce you, then we can go for the talk. Good evening, everybody. So we welcome you to this leadership talk series as part of Smart India Hackathon 2020. We would like to say that Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology is the proud host of the Smart India Hackathon for the 4th consecutive year. So this year the hackathon is organized through virtual mode. In spite of that, the students are actively participating and solving the problems posed by Government of Bihar and Department of Science and Technology in our nodal center. So as part of the Smart India Hackathon 2020, we are organizing a leadership talk, and today we have with us an eminent personality, Mr. Deepankar Bhattacharya, Lead Education India, Autodesk. So we are very privileged to have him amongst us. He is going to talk about his experience and motivate the students. Let us all welcome Mr. Deepankar Bhattacharya, sir. Welcome you to this talk, sir. I would also like to welcome Mr. Ramesh Kudali, Program Manager, Autodesk Education Experiences, Autodesk. So he is also here with us. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
And I think we have team members also from Autodesk.
Yeah,
Badri sir is there. My humble welcome to Badri sir. Welcome, sir. I would like to welcome all the participants and faculty members. Now I would request Ranjit to introduce Deepankar Bhattacharya, sir. Then we can proceed to the session. Ranjit, you are online? Ranjit, can you hear me, Ranjit?
I think this audio, there could be some problem.
I'll call him, sir. You can just talk about Smart India Hackathon for 2 minutes.
Ranjit, I think he is having some network issues, sir. He will be logging in a minute.
No issues. So as you are waiting, so anybody from SSN on this panel?
I don't think so, sir.
It's the model college for our,
Okay.
Nobody's there from
No,
SSN.
I think nobody is there, sir. Ranjit, you are online, Ranjit, now?
Yes, I'm on.
Yeah, please take sir to the session. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. So, respected luminaries in the online platform, esteemed chief guest of the evening, beloved principal, cherished faculty members, and my dear students, good evening. So, it is indeed a beautiful evening, all soaked in the delighted frame of mind. So, this evening, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Mr. Deepankar Bhattacharya. He's the lead for Education India Autodesk. So, I'll give a brief introduction to our chief guest today. So our speaker, Mr. Deepankar Bhattacharya, has acquired his Bachelor of Technology degree in Mechanical Engineer in the year 1989 from NIT Warangal. So he started his career as a sales manager for Rolls India Limited, Mumbai. He worked there for 5 years. He shifted to Aptic Limited, situated in Kolkata, as the deputy regional manager. Then he moved on to Adriotech Kolkata and served as a regional manager for the East Zone. And later on, Tata ELXI hired him as the manager to supervise the Hyderabad branch operations along with a team of 10 people. On the whole, he was managing the areas related to hardware, storage solutions, computer-aided design, film and video software, and many more parameters, etc. It was in the year 2004 where he stepped into Autodesk as a sales manager in the field of education and manufacturing at Bangalore. So during his period of service, the education revenue grew by 10 times within 5 years of span. Okay, so he developed the concept of centers of excellence, which is COE, by collaborating with lighthouse institutes like IIT Kanpur and Madras, National Institute of Design, JJ College of Architecture and School of Planning and Architecture. This resulted in establishing Autodesk as a thought leadership position in the education segment. So for the excellence in his service and hard work, he was promoted as the head for the business development in the field of education for the regions of India, Middle East, and Africa in the year 2010. And during his service, a partnership agreement was signed with the education statutory body, which is our very own AICTE, in the year 2010 October, for Autodesk software adoption for their 6,000 affiliated institutes. So this resulted in increasing the Autodesk India education market share from nearly 10% to 60%. So he also helped establish Autodesk as a thought leader in the worldwide education space. He conceived and developed the academic partner program to successfully transition and more than 50 partners across the region from product sales to a service business model. So some of his notable works during his position as the head for the education department are as follows. He was responsible for leading, driving, and implementing the Autodesk education strategy across the Asia Pacific region. He also developed the key government partnerships with ministries of education across the region in India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, and South Korea. He also developed and collaborated with several government bodies like TESDA, NASCOM, Ministry of Manpower Development, Indonesia to drive joint skill development programs. So this enabled endorsement and scaling of Autodesk technology solutions across the education ecosystem. So he also conceived and successfully scaled impactful programs like design competitions, student experts certification, and channel partner program. So we are extremely happy to have a very distinguished guest, Mr. Deepankar Bhattacharya, to address our students in the form of a leadership program, and the online platform is all yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ranjit, and that was really a very elaborate introduction, and thank you for that. I think you didn't miss anything in my profile, so that was great. First of all, on behalf of Autodesk, myself and my colleagues who are here, Ramesh and Madri, I would like to thank the Sri Krishna College, SKCET College, for inviting me in this for this session. which is a leadership talk, I know Professor Ashoka and other people for a long time, and we have a long association with him at the college. So we are really privileged to have this session. I don't know how many students would be there in the watching this. About 100 students.
Some of them have joined directly through Zoom, sir, and some of them are joining through YouTube. Around 100 will be there.
Around 100. Okay, so welcome, of all the students, and this is a very, very, I would say, a very, very august occasion, because this talk coincides with the national finale of the Smart India Hackathon, which, as Professor Ashoka mentioned, is happening in virtual mode since yesterday and will be concluding tomorrow. SKCET, as mentioned, has been a nodal center for the last couple of years. I think this is the 4th time that they are a nodal center, so congratulations to them. And also yesterday I had the privilege of watching Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, to interact with 2 teams from SKCET, which is a live interaction, and which was very, very good. So congratulations to all the organizers of Smart India Hackathon, all the organizers of the nodal centers like SKCET for hosting this Smart India Hackathon final. So as far as Autodesk is concerned, this is the first year that we are directly involved in the Smart India Hackathon, and I'm going to cover a little bit more about as I cover in the presentation. So with this, I'm going to quickly share my screen. I'm going to share a few slides, and is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. You can see your screen.
Okay. Fine. So I am not going to make this a very technical presentation. I'm going to make it. All the students have been working hard for the last, since yesterday 10 o'clock, and they have been going through drilling rounds of presentation. So I want to just make it a little informational and make this session not technical. So what I'm going to cover is, I'm going to obviously relate it to Autodesk. But the way I've titled my presentation is making skilling aspirational. Why skilling is aspirational, how does it relate to the students, and why they should be embedding some of these aspirational skills as a part of their engineering education across these 4 years. Okay. So let me start off with this very interesting slide, and the first few slides are going to be basically talking about the skills gap, and everybody today are talking about the skills gap, and why the skills gap is very, very relevant, especially in manufacturing, is these are some of the statistics which kind of substantiates that. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes.
Okay. If you look at the US market, which is what I term as the advanced economy, over the next 10 years, there will be about 2.4 million. 2.4 million is 24 lakhs manufacturing jobs that will be open, that will be unfilled in the next 10 years. Okay? And I'm going to relate why this is in my subsequent slides. 1 minute, I think there is some issue in my system. Just hold on. Sorry about it. Just give me a moment.
Yes, sir.
Because looks like some technical glitch. Okay, so the next statistics is this is the statistics with about 110,000 skill gap shortfall per year in a country like UK. So the first 2 slides talks about US and UK, more of the developed economy, and here is the data that I culled out from the NSDC website, and this is very, very revealing about there is a skill gap shortage in manufacturing. Is going to be about 90 million by 2022. That is about 2 years' time. And if I drill a little more deeper, this is about twice the skill gap shortage as what it is today. Okay, so so this basically brings me to a very, very interesting point, and I am kind of summarizing these 3 slides in one slide here. Positions lying vacant in manufacturing. The second is the finding the talented manpower. Now, when we talk about a country like UK, 81% of the manufacturers reported difficulties in finding qualified manpower or qualified people. And then we are talking about the potential skills gap by 2022 in a country like India. So, I'm also going to briefly touch upon, about the new education policy. The government announced the new education policy about a couple of days back. I think when was it? I think just maybe a week back. And a couple of things which I've highlighted in bold here, and which directly relates to this hackathon like Smart India Hackathon. That is impetus to multidisciplinary education. Okay, and with even IITs to move towards the more holistic curriculum. Then they are also talking about more focus on the area of research. Okay, they are talking about students pursuing degree program with an option of getting a degree with research if the research project is completed. And then there are different exit options in a 3 or 4 year bachelor's degree program. Okay, so and the other thing is there are the things like the UGC and AICTE are no longer going to be there. They are going to be replaced by a single body called HECI, which is the Higher Education Council of India. I think the new education policy announced recently by the government, things like Smart India Hackathon, are really very critical and really key drivers in kind of fulfilling the skills gap that I just mentioned. The skills gap that I just mentioned here would really be drivers in fulfilling the skills gap. So why I mentioned about the skills gap and why it is important, this is something that I really wanted to spend some time over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so the mechanical engineering skill set are evolving. Okay, and if you look at the industry demands are a little different from what the educational curriculum is currently embedding. And I'm not saying the educational curriculum is wrong, there is no wrong or right here, but it is important that we fine-tune our education curriculum or kind of upgrade our educational curriculum to the industry needs. Okay, so if you look at this slide, my system is hanging for some reason. I don't know why it is hanging. Just hold on. I am facing some difficulty.
join பண்ண சொல்லி மெசேஜ்
So I don't know what is the
casual processing MCT
just hold on. Facing some technical issue. I don't know why facing this issue. Sorry about it. I think.
no issues, sir. No issues. You can take your time. Yeah, we can see your presentation.
It's hanging sometimes because the educational curriculum on the left is what we talked about. Currently we teach engineering, drawing, or drafting, and various other subjects. Okay? While these other subjects are foundational skills that is required in the engineering curriculum, I think what the industry requires is a little more than that. Okay, what the industry requires is not only that, but it is something like generative design, computer-aided engineering, systems engineering, embedded electronics, design for manufacturing, design for agriculture. Okay, so I think while the foundational skills embedded in the engineering curriculum are very, very critical and important, it may be good for engineering institutions and leading institutions like SKCET to look at additional elective courses and mandatory courses, some of the subjects related to what the industry is today looking at. Okay, So as I mentioned, the left semicircle is what we are currently teaching, and the right semicircle, kind of an intersection. So the blend of the educational curriculum and the industry needs is very, very important to really have talent for the industry. Okay, and some of the industry needs are what I mentioned here is not complete. There could be many more industry needs. These are industry needs specifically from a design and manufacturing standpoint. Okay, so that is where Autodesk as a company is playing a key role here. So that's why I'm focusing my presentation more on the industry needs from an Autodesk standpoint. The other thing is, this is again very, very important, okay, and this is high significance. 80% of the skills trained for in the last 50 years can now be outperformed by machines. Now, why this is important is because if this is happening, the result is that a lot of jobs will get eliminated. But does it mean that those people cannot be employed? Not really. There are, although many old roles are getting eliminated, there are newer roles that are evolving in the field. So those newer and evolving roles will need a lot of training, a lot of skill development, a lot of upskilling, a lot of reskilling. Okay, and so that is where students are required to embed those skills to be deployed in what I say jobs for the future, or what I say emerging roles. Okay, so that is where a company like Autodesk can really play a very, very critical and a crucial role by collaborating with institutes, including SKCET. The other thing which I always want to relate is looking at the industry needs and looking at, the newer job roles. I wanted to basically talk about what should curriculum 4.0 really look like. Okay, and I've just mentioned this is just a representation. I'm talking about curriculum 4.0, curriculums like artificial intelligence and machine learning. That is where workflows like generative design play a very, very critical role. Okay. Then I'm talking of design for manufacturing. Okay, incorporating making into the curriculum to enable students that create designs and designs which are manufacturing. Okay. So as a part of the Smart India Hackathon, one of the evaluation criteria which the evaluators are going through is that whether your design, does it have manufacturing feasibility. Okay. Similarly, things like systems engineering, okay, which are kind of multidiscipline degree programs, interdisciplinary design, programs, cloud product data management. Okay, how do you leverage the power of cloud? How do you leverage technology to learn and collaborate remotely? And this is, during this pandemic, people have really realized the power of cloud, power of technologies like Fusion 360, which is an Autodesk product. Okay, so the power of cloud for collaboration, power of cloud for easy technology access, and so on and so forth. And especially when you're doing a hackathon like Smart India Hackathon, when you're working on a single design, how can the team effectively collaborate using cloud-based technologies? Now, when I talked about curriculum 4.0, I just wanted to spend a moment about some of the industry's challenges which the customers are facing, specifically Autodesk customers. One is the skills gap. The other is there are additional challenges. There is a retiring workforce. Okay. Then there is a stiff competition for qualified talent. Okay. Then there is a productivity issues with the retiring workforce, and there is an ever-changing future of work. Okay. So the skills gap, they are not getting the ready-made talent. Coupled with that, you have the other challenges like the retiring workforce. Now, I would not consider this as a challenge because the next slide will substantiate that. So this is how do we convert this challenge into an opportunity? We are talking about retiring workforce. We are talking about ever-changing future of work. We have a huge next generation, a huge generation Z, which is roughly defined as a population born after 1995. Okay, typically students who are, people who are less than 25 years of age, and all the students here would represent that population. The global population is about 2.52 billion. Okay, representing a large cohort. And the good part is this particular generation is digital native generation. They are also very, very tech savvy, highly curious, and resourceful. And coupled with that, the world around them is changing rapidly. So I think as technology providers, as educators, as education institutions, and as students, you are going to be the change agents for the future. You are going to be the change agent for the next decade or so. Okay? So with that, what I would like to do is, this is where I would like to connect Autodesk to this entire skills gap, the entire thing of how are we going to nurture this 2.52 billion population. A significant percentage of this would be in India, okay? And we as a company, how we can support, okay? So I'm not going to get into details of that, but what I would really like to talk about in this slide is, we would like to definitely nurture the, if you don't mind, can somebody mute the line because I'm getting a lot of feedback. Okay, so thank you and sorry about that. So apart from the software that we are offering, we are here to nurture the next generation of designers and engineers through training and professional development, by collaborating with education institutions, through teaching and learning initiatives through our different modules and curriculums that are available, aligned with different engineering curriculum, different engineering subjects. And last but not the least, the certifications, the role-based certifications that are aligned with different job roles, both in design and also in manufacturing. Okay? The other thing which I would also like to do is highlight here is this word of fusion catalyst. We definitely want to work with bright, energetic young students, what I call Generation Z, in working with them as fusion catalysts, in making them as change agents, okay, to drive the workforce of the future, to meet the requirements of the industry and to meet the emerging goals. Okay. Now, just a little bit about my company. I'm not going to bore you with that. All of you know about Autodesk. We started in 1982. We cover different verticals. We cover manufacturing, we cover buildings, we cover infrastructure, we cover media and entertainment industry. So I'm not going to get into too much of details of that, but we have a broad spectrum of solutions which cater to almost all the key industries. And in fact, what one of our mission is to imagine, create, design and make. So design and make. So something that we can design, how can we actually manufacture it? That is the core vision and mission of Autodesk, and also Autodesk in education. We are a very, very strong company with a very huge revenue of 2.57 billion and with 9,000 plus employees. Now, I just took this out from the Smart India Hackathon, and some of the, this is the world's biggest open platform, and congratulations to all the students who are participating in this world's largest open platform for innovators. And some of the themes that they have in the Smart India Hackathon is engineers. If you look at engineers, this is something which relates very close to my and Autodesk. Okay, is harnessing creativity and expertise of students. Okay, how do we harness creativity through different problem statements? Okay, so one of the problem statements that we have mentioned in our design category is an ultra compact personalized flying vehicle. Okay, so we want students to be creative, to come out with a design, okay, which meets the requirement of the changing world scenario. The other thing which Smart India Hackathon talks about is engaging institute level hackathons. Now, why I'm talking about institute, this year the Smart India Hackathon was little different. So we are talking about college hackathons, and Autodesk as a company firmly believes in this concept of immersive learning. We not only work with Smart India Hackathon, but we run different design competition. We are currently running a design competition with Anna University, and there's a website up and running. So those of you who are part and parcel of Anna University, directly or indirectly, can be a part of this competition. So this is something what we call immersive learning aspects. Futuristic, building funnel for startup India. Now we are also, through our initiative, want to generate entrepreneurs. Collaborate. Now, collaborating is what today's mantra today, and Smart India Hackathon is no different. Autodesk firmly believes that collaboration, interdisciplinary learning is the need of the hour. Last but not the least is empowering. We are empowering students, we are empowering faculty and educators with our technology solutions, with our curriculum, and a host of other resources, okay, to deliver innovative problems, to solve some of the problems that the country is facing today. So, why I mention this slide is our vision as a company, as a technology leader, aligns very well with the vision and mission and the objectives of the Smart India. With that, I really wanted to show to the students, inspire the students of some of the actual work that some of our students are currently doing. Okay? And most of this work have been done using a very unique technology, emerging technology like generative design. So we have something, these two designs have been from Narayana Sagar University in Bangalore. The image on the left is a rover boat, and the image on the right is a quadcopter. Then these are again two interesting projects. These are projects which have been done by students. Okay, and I'm sure next time I'll be able to show some projects of Smart India Hackathon. So project on the left is a project between a small scale industry on a special purpose machine, which is 88% lighter and 20% stronger. This is a special purpose machine fixture. And then the one on the right is a project with IIT Madras and Fiat, which is the LCA, which is called the lower control arm, which is reducing the weight of the lower control arm in one of their latest vehicles. So students, institutions and industries are collaborating together in piloting this concept of generative design, which is, and these are by the way live case studies, and these are relevant to India. This is again a concept from MNIT Jaipur, which is a glove foot, which are basically for people affected by polio. And the students at the Camp Society at MNIT Jaipur have designed this, and the generative design has been used in the portion which is supporting the cough. And especially in a prosthetic device, you will know that the weight consideration is very, very important. Then the image on the right is this bamboo bicycle from the Indian School of Design and Innovation in Bombay. And my last slide on projects will talk about something which is very close to Bangalore, which is the SAE car. Now this car which you can see in the image, the rim of the car which you can see below the car image the rim has been designed, and the weight reduction has been, I think, almost, if I remember correctly, there has been a 80% weight reduction from 1.8 kg to 275 grams using generative design as a technology. The SAE car rim, which was done by IIT Vellore. And the one in the right is again a very, very interesting project. This is a global Mars rover competition by IIT Madras. They actually came in the top 10 in the global competition. Again, they've used generative design as a technology in many components of this Mars rover project by a team. And all these projects are interdisciplinary projects, and most of the teams are about 25 to 30. So this kind of illustrates, and why I'm mentioning this is that all the students here, should take this up. SIH is definitely a good platform, but it comes once in a year. I would definitely encourage students to participate in other platforms, other design competition, other immersive learning platforms to really, get inspired by technologies so that they are able to join the emerging roles in design and manufacturing that I mentioned sometime back in my first two slides. In my first couple of slides, you are the change agents and you are definitely going to make that change. We as a company have more than 12 plus billion. We offer our software free of cost. So obviously we definitely like to work with students. We have more than 12 plus billion students on the Autodesk education community, absolutely free of cost. And we work with a host of institutions. This is only a partial list. Okay, so we definitely would like to work with all the students who are a part of Smart India Hackathon, be it the Autodesk category or the non-Autodesk category. We want all the students who are hearing me out from SKCET, if you have not participated in the Autodesk category, make sure that you participate in the next year's 2021. This year we have two categories. That one is a design category which is currently going on. We also have a manufacturing category that will happen later towards the year. So I encourage all of you to be a part, and I encourage all the SKCET to encourage their students to participate in the Smart India Hackathon. I'm sure they would have participated, but I'm sure we want more and more teams to really collaborate with Autodesk and get inspired by this technology so that they become the change agent and become, what do we say, and can aspire for the jobs of the future, not only in India, but also globally. So if you really look at it, me as Autodesk and me as an individual in Autodesk working for Autodesk, our job is to help inspire, engage and prepare the next generation of engineers and designers for the ever-changing future of work. And we would definitely like to create a talent pipeline or a talent pool to help fill in the jobs of the future. We are here committed to work closely with education institutions and finally the educators and the students to inspire, engage and prepare the next generation for the jobs of the future. Okay, this is all about job of the future. This is not about today. We are talking about tomorrow. Okay? So with that, I would like to, I took approximately, I think, about half an hour. So with that, I would not like to, this is towards this pretty late fag end of the day. I would like to end my speech here. I would maybe take 5-10 minutes, for taking any specific questions that anybody may have on this particular presentation, or anything that you may have may not be related to this presentation. So thank you very much once again, and I wish all the teams all the best. So any questions? Do you have any questions from YouTube channel?
Any questions, sir? Any questions? Participants can ask your doubts. If you have any queries, you can ask.
Or anybody from this panel. I know it's pretty late. It's a Sunday, 8-10 p.m. Sunday. It's not a, people are already tired. I can really understand that. But anybody from the panel here also welcome. We can spend 5 minutes. If it is not there, also fine. Or there's somebody talking about Professor Sampson.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking. Please tell me the role of CAD. What was the full question? Please tell
Role
me the
of CAD in Industry 4.0 and automation.
Okay. So let me go back to that particular slide. Okay. So I mentioned about the things like Industry 4.0 talks about things like generative design. It talks like design for additive manufacturing, design for manufacturing. It talks about artificial intelligence and manufacturing. So Industry 4.0 talks about specific job roles, specific roles, which are kind of what we say emerging roles. Okay? So if you talk about role of CAD there, I think CAD has a huge role to play, and specifically technologies like Fusion 360, which has both generative design as a module within Fusion 360 and CAM as a module within Fusion 360. So the tool can be embedded in some of these courses, design for manufacturing, generative design, to can complement some of these emerging roles. Yes, so in the education ecosystem, you can roll out some of these courses. We can help you build the curriculum for some of these courses, and the tool can help you complement for students to understand these concepts better. Like I talked about some of the student projects. Okay, so similarly, when you roll it out in a course, you will have learning outcomes, you will have projects. So that's what I would talk about, the role of CAD as a technology, as an enabler in some of these roles within Industry 4.0. Badri and Ramesh, would you like to add anything? Okay. Thanks for asking. Does that answer your question, Professor Samson?
Fine, sir. There is one more query. It is like, may I ask the question, sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, can you throw some light on generative design, sir? Now, generative design is an important feature in Fusion 360. Can you throw some light on generative design?
Yes. So what I will do is I will do a little non-technical answer, and then I will ask my colleague Ramesh or Badri to add.
Fine.
Okay. Now, generative design as a technology is a game changer. Okay. Now, why I say it's a game changer is because it is going to change the way designers are designing. Okay. Now, what happens in a generative design is that let's say the chair in which I am sitting. Okay. The designer will give different design constraints. Okay. Let's say the chair should be so much of weight, it should be of so material, it should function, blah blah blah, all that. So he will give those inputs, okay, to the computer or to the software. The software, through artificial intelligence and machine learning, will give different options. So it may give 15, 20 or 25, or it will give different design iterative options. So it makes the job of the design easier. So if with those 20 or 15 limited design iterative options, you can choose or optimize whichever is the best design which is available at the time. And as I mentioned in my talk, the purpose of generative design, one of the critical factors could be including the rigidity of the component, decreasing the weight of the component, decreasing the overall weight of the part. So these are some of the important things, okay? The strength and the weight of the component. Okay? So generative design as a technology is a game changer. And if you want a little technical answer, maybe I can request Ramesh or Badri to maybe throw some more light on this. Ramesh, do you want to throw some more light? You're on mute.
I think there's some problem with the... Yeah, Badri sir is online.
So do you want to add anything, Badri?
Yeah, sure, definitely. I'm happy to share. So generative design is something which is a topology technology which will help you to generate the design. So far we were talking about passive CAD. So one person, one idea, so one product on the digital screen. As Dipankar mentioned, with the help of the input like the manufacturing method, the safety factor, the stability, and the material what you are going to use, software will give you hundreds and thousands of designs where you can select the best one for your purpose. So this generative design comes with all the different type of manufacturing ability. So whether it is additive manufacturing or whether it is subtractive method of manufacturing, so software will help you to come out with a solution. So we say it as it expands your ability to deliver the innovative design and engineering solution. So that's all about the generative design. So of course, right now this generative design is part of Fusion 360, a cloud-based technology, and this entire simulation part will run through cloud platform.
Yeah, thanks, Badri. And the one thing I would like to mention here is that generative design as a technology is being used by many of the student teams who are participating in the Autodesk category for design. And they are actually busy using the concept of generative design as a part of the hackathon, and they will be showcasing their design tomorrow for the final evaluation. Yeah, go ahead, Ramesh.
Dipankar, I just would like to add here is, as a generative design technology, it's completely a design exploration phase. So where, all the team members will get an ability to deliver innovation, design and engineering solutions right in the iteration phase itself. So that's the biggest advantages. and the another the benefits what I can see is the design exploration phase, and optimization. We give a multiple design options and review trade-offs in materials, sometimes performance and as well as for manufacturing methods. Then also, it will help, design for manufacturing concept, which is, the design process, how text additive constraints and, material properties into account. And the last one is which is called as, the part, consolidation, which is means how you can maximize the potential of, different manufacturing techniques, and how you can combine different types of components into one solid part. So that's really the kind of business value proposition. If someone wants to use it, so that's something, amazing technology which is powered by AI and machine learning.
Thanks, Ramesh. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks for your insights. In fact, your explanation did answer the question. So we are very clear about the concept. There is one more. There is one more question from the participants, sir. Kindly tell the recent skill set expected from the students. This is one question from.
What is the question, sir? Can you repeat the question?
Kindly tell the recent skill sets expected from the students.
Recent skill sets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I will talk about more from a design and manufacturing standpoint. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you look at the skill sets, now this when I talked about the 90 million skills gap, okay, in over the next 2 years by 2022, and I mentioned about some of the skills that are needed by the industry, and let me share this slide again so that will give you a better understanding. 1 minute, there appears to be some. Okay, just hold on. I'll share with you so that it will be easy. You can take maybe a photograph of this slide.
Sir. Yeah, please.
That will be easy. Let me pull out that slide. Just a minute. Yes. So let me just a minute, yeah. Okay, so can you see this slide?
Yeah, yes, sir, we can see.
Yeah. So this is the skill sets which the industry, and these are some of the skill sets, and this list can increase. So generative design, computer-aided engineering, generative design you already spoke about. Computer-aided engineering includes design, manufacturing, simulation, systems engineering, and we're talking about embedded electronics, design for manufacturing, design for. So these are some of the skills. Some of the, I would not say recent, I would say emerging skills that may be required by students, specifically for mechanical and related disciplines, and maybe we can also have similar industry needs even for other disciplines of engineering, because generative design can be applicable even for other disciplines of engineering. So I hope that answers those questions, and if you need more details, I can definitely, the student can get in touch with me or my colleagues, and we can give you even more insights. But what I'm mentioning here is that there are a lot of emerging roles that are coming as a result of automation. The need of the hour is to have those skill sets so that you can vie for those jobs.
I think one of the I just would like to add here, in terms of what are the most demand the skills which are required now. From Autodesk side is something like digital manufacturing, which is this skill becomes really important. Along with your skills like the creativity, and that is a very important skill which is called as collaboration. High functional teams, you can accomplish more than an individual, and organizations know it. And there's another skill which is called as adaptability. So that's where also very important the constant life, and how you can change as per the technology changes. So we should be really adaptive in terms of learning new technologies through this. And the last one I can say is emotional intelligence. So where this is again is an ability to the perceive, evaluate, and respond to your own emotions and emotions of others. So that's something. These skills are very important. As I just would like to add in the.
Yeah, good. You added that. I only covered the technical skills, so you added the soft skills, which are also equally important, like emotional intelligence, collaboration, communication.
Yeah.
Those are soft skills which are required for any job today. Okay, and coupled with that, obviously for specific jobs, you will need those technical skill sets. Thanks, Ramesh. Any other questions?
Is there any other questions? Participants can ask questions if you have any. If there is no questions, then shall we wind up? Yeah.
Sure, sir. I think it's pretty late in the day. It's been a long day for you, for all the faculty members.
Many thanks, sir. Hearty thanks to Deepankar Bhattacharya, sir, who has accepted our request and delivered a very thoughtful leadership talk. Many thanks for joining us, sir. I would like to thank Mr. Ramesh Kudale, sir, Program Manager from Autodesk. He has been a pillar of support for us. We wish to collaborate with Autodesk in our future endeavors. We will definitely stay in touch and join hands together to take up the educational scenario in the new dimension. Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you all the panel members here. Thank you to all the students. May the best team win.
Thank you.
And wish all the teams all the very, very best. And at the end, please stay safe, please stay healthy, and all the best, and have a great night ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
ஒரு டிலே இருக்கு.